Okay, people, before we get started, I just wanted to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to get all notifications. We drop new episodes of FORNEVERNEWS every Saturday, 12 p.m. EST, and throughout the week, we upload some of those segments into smaller videos for your viewing pleasure. So yeah, hit those buttons. I'd greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Chainsaw Man fans, unfortunate news yet again regarding Chainsaw Man 2. Despite the fact that the latest chapter was gas, and in case you don't know, I do a little news show over there on my main channel, ForneverWorld, called Winner Takes All, where we talk about all the manga, and I will be talking about the latest chapter that was absolute fire of Chainsaw Man. But according to this, it says here, Chainsaw Man Part 2, Chapter 103, will be published on August 31st, once again taking a break and releasing in 2 weeks at the Shonen Jump Plus app. I wish they would just say that, hey, it's going to be bi-weekly. Like, don't have us lingering here like, is it going to be weekly? Like, just give us an official announcement of, nah, it's going to be straight up bi-weekly, so that way we're not worried. Because as it stands right now, this is the second break in a row. It could be because they got Tatsuki Fujimoto working on all sorts of stuff in preparation for the anime, because that is the greatest crossover promotion in the world. Once the anime pops off, if you think that Chainsaw Man's fandom is ridiculous and huge now, that's going to make it go through the roof. So I'm only hoping that the reason why it's going into bi-weekly status right now is because, hey, they got Tatsuki Fujimoto doing color pages and all sorts of stuff, so he can't necessarily completely give us weekly right now. But if it is bi-weekly, I'm fine with that too, because just keeping it real, like, the latest chapter was, what, 50 freaking pages or something? I'm not mad at that at all. I'm happy. If anything, it kind of felt like, now that I think about it, maybe it could be. There's another theory of why this is happening right here, because y'all know that people were complaining about Chainsaw Man's pacing. People were saying, yo, this shit is kind of slow, what's going on, the first 4 chapters. It wasn't until this latest chapter that fans went nuts, and oddly enough, this latest chapter felt like it was, you know, the length of 2 chapters in one. Could very well be that they said, yo, Fujimoto, we got the big anime coming right now. Now is not the time to have people bitching, despite the fact that I personally am fine with a slow build up to a heavy payoff. They probably said, push those 2 chapters together. Let's get a move on things. People right now are not feeling this awesome Itaka stuff, which again, I gotta stress that I am not those people, okay? Those people are over there. I'm over here excited about what Fujimoto's cooking. So maybe because of that, he's having to, you know, rush things together and smack up a bunch of chapters into one chapter, so that way that he could just get through and get to the hype stuff. Because yeah, you don't want to, especially when you got a big anime coming out and everything, now is the worst time in the world for people to start having a problem with your manga, and then little by little, word of mouth is like, yeah, Chainsaw Man's great, but maybe you shouldn't get into Chainsaw Man 2. That would ruin everything. So probably that's what's happening with Fujimoto, and that's probably why we're getting these bi-weekly breaks. Hopefully is not the case though, that that's going to remain permanently, or I don't know, it could work either way. Like, there's so much manga out there. I'm not pressed that I need my chapter every week. I love it. I love my Chainsaw Man Tuesdays, but I'm not gonna throw a fit if it sticks bi-weekly. If that's what makes the chapters even more grandiose and gets us more hype, I'm fine with that too. And bi-weekly isn't as bad as, like, now if we go monthly, I'll still accept it, but y'all know the struggles of monthly, waiting for like Dragon Ball Super, Boruto, and all the years of waiting for the next Attack on Titan chapter. That monthly grueling feeling is something else, but it's also a great payoff. That's the cost. Like, usually if there's a monthly chapter, that monthly chapter better smack heavy. And well, these Chainsaw Man 2 chapters are probably going to keep on smacking heavy. But yes, if you're expecting a Chainsaw Man chapter this Tuesday, you're going to be in for a sore surprise, because no chapter this week. Will be back next week, and that might be the schedule moving forward for Chainsaw Man's manga. If everyone is not special, maybe you can be what you want to be. Zule, Zule. Mob Psycho fans, Mob Psycho 100 Season 3 fans, this right here is incredible news, because it means that everything that president that we talked about in the last episode of FORNEVERNEWS, the president of Studio Bones, said about what they're doing and how they're allocating resources to their different series, because the main 3 series that Studio Bones has as it stands right now is they got My Hero Academia, they got Bungo Stray Dogs, and they got Mob Psycho 100. My Hero, they said that they got their own section altogether, and then there's Bungo, and then there's Mob Psycho. But this one right here, oh my god, if you're not a Mob Psycho 100 fan and you appreciate not only a really awesome story, really interesting story and all that stuff, but you also love art and animation, you might want to watch it and catch up, because from what is seen right here, season 3 is about to be a visual orgy. I ain't gonna lie, dog. It sounds amazing, because according to this, it says Mob Psycho season 3, one of the episodes has 20,000 hand-drawn animated frames. Do you understand what that is? Like, a lot of people are probably thinking, like, is that a lot? Is that, like, what is that? That is out freaking rageous. 20,000 hand-drawn. If you remember, again, in last week's episode of FORNEVER News, we talked about how the president of Studio Bones said, oh no, there won't be no CGI in my anime, none of that stuff. It's going to be straight up all hand-drawn. And he wasn't kidding. An episode with 20,000 hand, that's probably going to be the finale, I'd imagine, because then the second piece of Mob Psycho 100 season 3 news is that apparently all episodes are completely produced and ready to air, which, in case you don't know, that is not the norm for anime. Oftentimes they are rushing to the studio with the episode as it's ready to air to get it to the people at the studio and the TV stations and whatnot. Like, that's with Attack on Titan, for example, they usually are rushing to pass that episode off. These right here, the fact that it's all completely produced and ready to go, that means that they've been in pre-production for a while. That means that they've been working on this for a lot longer than usual, because to have it all ready to go before air date doesn't normally happen. That is usually a very, very opposite tale, where it's like, yeah, they're rushing to just hand this off right now. So this is going to be, honestly, this is incredible news. Like, if there's any flaws in here, then Studio Bones is some liars, because 20,000 frames in an episode, dog, and it's all ready to go, doesn't happen. And yeah, Studio Bones, just hope you're giving that same luxury to some of the others. My Hero, I don't know about Bungo Stray Dogs, but yeah, give it a Bungo as well. But in particular, My Hero could use a little 20,000 frame episode. I'm just saying, I get it, y'all do a season every year, but come on, dog. Like, this is incredible news for Mob Psycho. Either way, I love Mob Psycho. My niece is like the biggest Mob Psycho 100 fan, and yeah, we're going to be eating Mob Psycho fans. We're going to be loving it. But yeah, people, Mob Psycho 100 season 3, it's about to have some crisp art, animation, and it's ready to release right now. Kind of makes me wonder if there was any plans, to be honest with you, now that I think about it, to like partner up with a studio or something, because having all the episodes ready is usually like a Netflix thing. Like, you know how they add JoJo's and whatnot and you get the full-on 12 episodes? Like, I wonder if they were considering going with like, hey, how about Netflix, or hey, Disney Plus, oh god, please not Disney Plus, but hey, Amazon, or something like that. Maybe that was the case, and then at the last hour they were like, nah, we're gonna be true legends and we're gonna just release it the way fans normally want their anime, week to week and with beautiful art and animation. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. Yeah!
I have a dream, alone in my room as I sit with the tea. Couldn't possibly think what I often see, and you don't even know how I often blink. Lights be flashing and looking at me, such a odd, unique, yet I'm so unique, and you're looking at me. If the walls could talk, they would probably repeat, and I'd probably say, bitch, get the fuck off me.